Up Perspectives. And Sledge, I know I said I'd tell people when I'm going live, just couldn't resist. I know I said my perspectives was going to be my last live of the year, but unfortunately, and fortunately at the same time, I am not able to keep my word. The reason being is because now's the time for me to talk to you guys about something that is, it's something I've always kept up with. It's something I have always been beating the drum of. Relationships. Relationships. This pop-up perspective is about relationships. I recently just received an extremely thoughtful gift from a fellow creator with whom I have cultivated a relationship, with whom I am a subscriber of and is a subscriber of me. The whole point, and I'm going to rope all this into credit cards here in a minute. Relationships, when done properly, relationships when done correctly, relationships when given the understanding that everyone in said relationships understands that there is both a benefit and an obligation beautifully. And oh, first one I've caught in a long time, Rank Tank 45. I appreciate you for the two spot. Thank you, sir. This pop up, and once again, just for you, this pop up perspective is about relationships. And when you understand the value of a relationship, when you understand the dynamics of a relationship and what it takes to keep a relationship healthy, you end up in the position that I am in now. Once again, like I said, I received a very thoughtful gift from a fellow creator, and I cannot. It, it, it's just my humble thank yous, I would hope, would be enough. I think that is at the very least what they deserve. And I hope and pray that they get much more than that. And to that creator, I do say thank you. The reason I don't name the creators because I want to focus on the dynamics of our relationship. We have helped each other time and time again. And the expertise that I've garnered from this person, I just, it's invaluable. So now, how does that tie into credit cards? Right? Hey, Nemo, what's going on? Welcome to the conversation. So now, tying into credit cards and your personal finance in and of itself, I've always touted the fact that business is a reciprocal relationship. Too often, people tend to want to extract what they can from a firm with no obligatory reciprocity, meaning that they want to take everything that they can with putting nothing in. You just want to get a credit card, get a sub, never spend on the credit card, and expect that every year the credit card is just going to give you more and more credits, make it easier and easier for you to spend their prepaid money on their prepaid services. And it is one of the most ass backward ethoses that I've ever seen in my entire life. Too often we have people who want to collect credit cards, but scarcely want to spend a nickel. And I can tell you right now, once again, is that if everybody's literally paying zero interest, right? And no credit card company is collecting interest from people who are spending a lot of money and acquiring tons of points to then fly for free trips. I can tell you right now, the credit card companies will shut points down, even with a niche as small as ours, because that is simply a hole in their business model that must be plugged. So obviously, somewhere in there, somebody's full of shit. Not really going to point any fingers, but I think you guys can pretty much figure out where that goes. So how do relationships play into this? Relationships mean that when you go in, when you understand and rope in with a credit card company with, now I'm not telling you to be blindly loyal to these companies. That is foolish. They're not blindly loyal to you. And even though their loyalty lies with their shareholders, they're still not even blindly loyal to them because those can change. But when you participate in a business relationship with a credit card company, with a finance company, with your banks, it can be beneficial even more so than the shiny bits and baubles that they use to get you through the door. Meaning that using the credit cards as intended tends to minimize financial reviews. Using credit cards as intended will ease your way through pop up jail. Using credit cards as intended will definitely ease your way, especially and look, unlike everyone else in here, I've actually made a late payment when you use these products as intended, when you are faithful in upholding your end of the relationship, contractually obligated or no, they tend to be more lenient when it is time for you to unevenly profit. Because look, they can charge you late fees and never really have to talk to anybody. You signed a contract, but then they can give you goodwill. In the business world, that's called goodwill. So my receiving this gift had me thinking about the importance of relationships and why it is sometimes people tend not to understand why they're not getting the sort of things from banks and credit cards that they want, and it's because they've cultivated no relationship. If you owned a grocery store, right, and you had the freshest fruit ever in the world, and somebody came in with two sacks around over their shoulder, two 20-pound sacks empty, but only wanted to pay for one fruit at any given time, that's going to be a problem. That's an inequitable relationship. And again, if you flip that on its ear, if people are coming to spend their hard-earned money and you put out fruit that may be half rotten, may have a worm or two here and there, and people cannot trust the quality of your fruit to be standardized across the board, that is, the firm giving an inequitable relationship. So these relationships that we have, these relationships that you have with your card companies, they are important. These wind into redemption, not redemption. What's the name of the word? Uh, oh God, why is the word getting away from me? When you call and you get why is that word? That word has totally left me. Reconsideration, reconsiderations, and these things work into reconsiderations and also retention offers. If you don't think that they are analyzing the relationship that you have with that bank when they're deciding whether they want to retain your business, I got a bridge in Brooklyn I would love to sell you, and I am selling cheap. Retention offers are just that. They're to retain business. But if you do not give the firm any business, why would they want to retain you? You then become a liability. Reconsiderations are also something that is tied in, especially if you have a previous relationship with the bank and or the firm that you are trying to get credit from. These are things that you have to consider. Relationship does play a role in it. It does. People can't put it on a commercial. Concerns, it's your spending habits, it's your behavior with their products. Relationships are more important than people put a focus on, and often you will see a lot of material and a lot of creators talk about the nuts and bolts where it only really benefits the card holder or the lessee or or the payee, as opposed to understanding that the payer, lessor, and the creditor um, have a role to play in that as well. But I digress. Just want to say some hellos because I'm heading to the gym, but I just want to say what's up to everybody. Let's see here. Calder DS in the building. Hyperlink, what's going on? I found checking and savings accounts a long way towards credit approval and subs. Absolutely. When firms have multiple lines of business, when you are involved with multiple lines of business, even to a small degree, that then shows good faith. Good faith can directly affect your ability to enjoy goodwill from a firm. That is something that you want to consider. Now, these pop-up perspectives only last 10 minutes, and I'm winding down to the last minute. And I also want to add that tonight, I do believe, if I am not mistaken, because it is Monday night, I think you guys should look forward to an entry from the Sledge Inc. team for his weekly live tonight at 7 p.m. Him and Key tend to go live tonight. As always, I will be in the building. It is something that I look forward to. They are two creators who I hold in very high esteem, very high regard, and who have knowledge, prodigious amounts of knowledge that, I mean, anybody should be pretty grateful that they are sharing with us. So now, with all that being considered, this has been a pop-up perspective. You could have been anywhere else, but you decided to be here. I do not count milestones because each and every one of you who spend your time with me is a milestone, because without you, there is no me. And I hope you guys have a great night. Enjoy yourself. And once again, Rank Tank 45, thank you for the super chat. Salute, and I'll be signing off. What's up, John? You just caught me at the end of a pop up. I'll catch you guys later. I'm gonna go to the gym, put some boulders in these shoulders. I gotta go to Hawaii.